Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An ideal instance, a perfect embodiment of a concept. A material effigy that is worshipped. Someone who is adored blindly and excessively. An ideal instance, a perfect embodiment of a concept. An ideal instance, a perfect embodiment of a concept. Model of excellence or perfection of a kind, one having no equal. An ideal instance, a perfect embodiment of a concept. The state of being without a flaw or defect. The act of making something perfect. A material effigy that is worshipped. Money was his god. Any supernatural being worshipped as controlling some part of the world or some aspect of life, or who is the personification of a force. The supernatural being conceived as the perfect and omnipotent and omniscient originator and ruler of the universe. The object of worship in monotheistic religions. A man of such superior qualities that he seems like a deity to other people. He was a god among men. A material effigy that is worshipped. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Someone who is adored blindly and excessively. Of or relating to the philosophical doctrine of the reality of ideas. Model of excellence or perfection of a kind, one having no equal. Conforming to an ultimate standard of perfection or excellence, embodying an ideal. Constituting or existing only in the form of an idea or mental image or conception. A poem or essay may be typical of its period and idea or ideal content. The idea of something that is perfect, something that one hopes to attain. A representation of a person, especially in the form of sculpture. The coin bears an effigy of Lincoln. An iconic mental representation. Her imagination forced images upon her too awful to contemplate. A visual representation, of an object or scene or person or abstraction, produced on a surface. A movie is a series of images projected so rapidly that the eye integrates them. A representation of a person, especially in the form of sculpture. The emperor's tomb had his image carved in stone. Jungian psychology, a personal facade that one presents to the world. A public image is as fragile as Humpty Dumpty. A standard or typical example. He provided America with an image of the good father. Imagine, conceive of, see in one's mind. Language used in a figurative or non-literal sense. Mathematics, the set of values of the dependent variable for which a function is defined. The image of f, x, equals x squared is the set of all non-negative real numbers if the domain of the function is the set of all real numbers. Someone who closely resembles a famous person, especially an actor. She's the very image of her mother. Render visible, as by means of MRI. The general impression that something, a person or organization or product, presents to the public. Although her popular image was contrived, it served to inspire music and pageantry. A representation of a person, especially in the form of sculpture. An insubstantial or vague semblance. Mark with an asterisk. Linguists star unacceptable sentences. Indicating the most important performer or role. A star figure skater. A star-shaped character asterisk used in printing. the topology of a network whose components are connected to a hub. Someone who is dazzlingly skilled in any field. An actor who plays a principal role. A performer who receives prominent billing. Any celestial body visible, as a point of light, from the Earth at night. A plane figure with 5 or more points, often used as an emblem. Astronomy. A celestial body of hot gases that radiates energy derived from thermonuclear reactions in the interior. Be the star in a performance. Feature as the star. The movie stars Dustin Hoffman as an autistic man. Be in charge of. The introductory section of a story. It was an amusing lead-in to a very serious matter. Take somebody somewhere. We lead him to our chief. Produce as a result or residue. Be conducive to. The use of computers in the classroom lead to better writing. Lead, as in the performance of a composition. A jumper that consists of a short piece of wire. It was a tangle of jumper cables and clip leads. A news story of major importance. Travel in front of. Go in advance of others. Lead, extend, or afford access. Move ahead of others, in time or space. Preside over. A soft, heavy, toxic, malleable metallic element. Bluish-white when freshly cut but tarnishes readily to dull gray. The children were playing with lead soldiers. Cause something to pass or lead somewhere. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. Be ahead of others. Be the first. An actor who plays a principal role. Evidence pointing to a possible solution. The police are following a promising lead. Thin strip of metal used to separate lines of type in printing. Restraint consisting of a rope, or light chain, used to restrain an animal. The timing of ignition relative to the position of the piston in an internal combustion engine. An indication of potential opportunity. A good lead for a job. Mixture of graphite with clay in different degrees of hardness. The marking substance in a pencil. An advantage held by a competitor in a race. He took the lead at the last turn. A position of being the initiator of something and an example that others will follow, especially in the phrase, take the lead. He takes the lead in any group. Baseball. The position taken by a base runner preparing to advance to the next base. He took a long lead off first. Cause to undertake a certain action. Sports. The score by which a team or individual is winning. Tend to or result in. This remark lead to further arguments among the guests. The angle between the direction a gun is aimed and the position of a moving target, correcting for the flight time of the missile. The playing of a card to start a trick in bridge. The lead was in the dummy. The educator who has executive authority for a school. She sent unruly pupils to see the principal. The major party to a financial transaction at a stock exchange. Buys and sells for his own account. An actor who plays a principal role. Capital is contrasted with the income derived from it. Most important element. The principal rivers of America. Criminal law. Any person involved in a criminal offense, regardless of whether the person profits from such involvement. The original amount of a debt on which interest is calculated. A monetary standard under which the basic unit of currency is defined by a stated quantity of gold. A paragon of excellence. Academic education is the gold standard against which other educational activity is pejoratively judged. A Chinese god worshipped in the form of an idol. Old Testament. An idol made by Aaron for the Israelites to worship. Destroyed by Moses. It is now used to refer to anything worshipped undeservedly. A massive inexorable force that seems to crush everything in its way. An avatar of Vishnu. A crude idol of Krishna. An object of infatuation.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.